carrying the prisoner, so you guys are probably gonna handle most of the dialogue anyway.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another session of Pathfinder with Epic and Friends. I apologize for being a nublet and forgetting to change the title of this on Twitch. When we last left off with our adventurers, they had managed to finish up with the Thamtera Deepcroft, returning back to Gridania with the prisoner in holding. After a brief conversation with said prisoner, the group decided to turn her over back to the Seed Seer with recommendations for her punishment. While some seemed eager to try to make some sort of deal and release her, no one in particular seemed to judge Rowan too harshly for being out for blood. We now continue with our group heading through the town, prisoner in cuffs, and heading back towards the Seed Seer's sanctuary.
If I remember correctly, Fionn, Rowan, and Yedrin and Dak were all going. It was all the ladies.
Yes.
Yeah. Go shopping. Works is dying. Well, wishing he was dead. Wishing he was dead, let's put it that way.
Yeah. I'm gonna let Fiona and Rowan lead the way. Dak kind of knows where to go, but they've been to the Seed Seer already, so...
Are we going back to the full-on grotto, or just the regular, arc?
Back to the grotto.
Oh, so we're going back to the grotto with all the Pajali?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I don't know, would Dak know where that is?
I don't think Dak would know where that was.
Yeah.
You know where you need to head. You do not know where it is, Dak, but the group's kind of like, oh, you need to head over to the Conjurer's Guild.
Well, Dak knows where to go for that, so she can lead the way on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna follow along.
Oh, I know where the Conjurer's Guild is. That's what I was asking. Because my mama cat's from the Conjurer Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you know to go over to Nafika's altar.
Yeah.
Anyway, is there any other stop you want to make before you go there, or are you heading straight there?
No, let's get this over with and get this
probably
straight.
just head straight there, yeah.
And then I'm gonna go see Sigbert when this is over and check on Marcel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you all head up through Gridania, you do note a number of people. You do note a number of people kind of stop to look at you, gazing at your prisoner, at the dusk white carried over your shoulder. There's confusion in their eyes, but they don't seem eager to stop a well-armed group of adventurers. Most of the guards, meanwhile, as you wander through...
Can I see my window? Do I know I see my window when... Quiet.
Yeah. Most of the guards, as you walk by, don't particularly seem... they do look at you a little bug-eyed, but they don't make any motion to stop you whatsoever. They just kind of give you that stern look, and they see who you're carrying, and there's that nod. You did good. Nod.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help but feel that we're drawing rather much attention.
Yes, let's hurry this along. We don't need to cause any kind of scene.
Agreed.
Yeah. I imagine most of it's because Yedrin's carrying her.
That, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows who the hell she is.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, you make it back down towards the Conjurers Guild, and there is a single Pajali in black robes there who sees you coming, and he goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 what's all this?"
Please inform Connie Sado that we have returned and we have her prisoner.
He kind of looks around you and he says, "Oh, God, Swaffend. What did you do to her?"
We didn't kill her, if that's what you're asking.
This point, Rowan, you look back and you see that where Yedrin hit her, in the back of her head, you can now see this massive concussion / growth from the bruising and lump that's formed, and it's about the size of Kato's fist.
Oh, well.
Well,
She's not dead yet. She'll be dead soon enough anyway.
He goes,
Our orders were to bring her in alive, not unharmed.
No.
Please fetch the Elder Seed.
I get it. I'll go get her. Just, I'm a healer, damn it.
no, I understand all too well.
You might be wasting your healing. Can we get this over with? I'd like to go see my mother, who's ill.
Right. Okay. And he just points over towards the little walkway off to the side where a couple of guards are standing. She's down there.
Okay.
Oh.
We make our way over there.
Fiona salutes to the guards before she passes.
Dax just looking uneasy.
Okay. What did you
Rowan's
say?
just looking straight ahead. Let's get out of here.
What did you say, Fiona? You said you nod.
She saluted the guards, but as she passed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you salute the guards. They just they look at you. They stand stock still. They kind of doing the whole guards at Birmingham Palace thing. They don't stop staring straight ahead.
Yeah.
You make your way in, and as you go down the path, you can hear the relative calm, the birds still chirping, and the deeper you descend, the louder the bird song gets, the more vibrant the flowers become, until finally you're at the opening and you see the Seed Seer standing there with what looks to be a contingent of ambassadors from various areas of the world. From your travel experience, you recognize a Doman. You recognize an individual from Razat Han. You recognize someone from Ishgard. You even recognize people from Limsa and Ul'dah. And as you come in, you can hear the chatter. It doesn't take you long to figure out that these individuals are discussing trade and potential Garlean aggression. However, upon your entrance, you watch as Connie-san kind of brings her hands up and calms everyone down, and there's silence over this murmur before she looks up and she says, Ah, I see that our champions have returned from the Deepcroft, and might I say, it looks like your venture has been successful.
To varying degrees. Yes.
She gives a faint nod and she says, "Well, Lady Dequa and all of your compatriots, agents of mayhem, I thank you for your service. While I am a little preoccupied, my guards will be happy to take that one off of your hands for the time being. You can find payment at the Adder's Nest. Was there something else you needed?"
She looks over to Yidrin and Rowan and Fio, waiting to see if they have anything.
At the moment, considering that you do have dignitaries and have other discussions, I would like to beg an audience with you at a later time to have a very serious discussion about the goings-on in Tamtara, as well as as certain other issues here.
I would like to be present for this if at all possible.
Rowan, would you roll a diplomacy? Fiona, you may aid.
This meanwhile, probably just handing the fist over to the guards because
Yeah, they came and like they come over to like take it and they see the axe and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Rowan, as you're saying this and you aid her, Fiona, there's a very short moment, mostly silence, before she nods very faintly and she says, "Considering what reports, everything okay over there?"
Yeah, that's fine. Just drop something. Go ahead.
Okay. Considering what my preliminary reports have said of your adventures into Tamtara and the horrors that you all must have faced, not to mention the great service that you have done for us bringing her in alive, I would be happy to honor your request at any time of your choosing.
I also would request a meeting, but I'm not sure if it's in regards to the same thing Rowan wants.
She kind of cocks her head and goes, "Might I assume that you are speaking of our dear lieutenant?"
Yes.
Very well, Lady Dequa. If you would like this to be personal between just the two of us, you may deign to request a different time for an audience. Otherwise, if you trust them enough to speak of Gridanian matters, you may join them and we will have this discussion after theirs.
Alright, that's fine.
She says, "May the elementals bless you all, and thank you much for what you have done for Gridania. It cannot be overstated, the service that you have done for us today." At that point, she kind of waves her hand a little bit, and the dignitaries kind of spread out, so it's very easy for you two to come and go. Or it's easy for everybody to come and go as they please.
Rowan is just going to curtly nod and turn and walk away.
Peace be to you, Miss Darksbane.
after handing over the prisoner, probably just quick bow and leaves himself because not hanging around for politics.
Jack does a little curtsy, and nods her head in thanks, and follows.
Fionn bows politely and turns to follow after Jack.
Okay. As you all leave, there is some murmuring amongst the diplomats, and as you start to walk out, one of them kind of looks and roll a perception, Fionn.
Danger, danger, danger.
You realize that the Ishgardian diplomat, you apparently have caught his eye, and he's looking at you faintly, kind of squints his eyes for a second, kind of shakes his head, and he's like, no, couldn't be. Then turns his attention back to the political matters that were already happening.
Does the person look recognizable to her at all?
I mean, he looks to you like any number of the Ishgardian diplomats that you would have seen walking around the steps, or possibly at one of Halone's services. Doesn't look like a heretic to you. Doesn't look like an inquisitor. The look that was on his face with your perception was one of like, not this is somebody who did something bad, but it was recognition of somebody lost.
Fionn will just not pay it any mind for now, but will file his face away for later.
Alright. Do you all exit the grotto? As you come back out, everything seems a little quieter in Gridania. Way too quiet, in fact. You don't hear commerce going on. You don't hear children playing. You don't even hear the wind coming through the leaves of the trees. You start to look up, and as you do so, you can see these vaguely purple thunderclouds starting to roll in. The smell of rain heavy on the air. But likewise, you know that it's not some sort of summoned levin storm or something like that. You don't feel the influx of aether. It's just quiet.
We should away to the inn.
Or at the very least get ponchos.
I actually would like to get to Seabird as soon as possible to get him these flowers.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too.
If you guys want to hit that way, I'll go pick up our pay, and then I'll meet you all at the inn.
That sounds like a plan.
Alright.
Don't let him pick up the pay all by himself.
Fionn is obviously not going to let Gedrin count the coins, so to speak.
Okay, so Fionn and Yedrin are going to the Adder's Nest. Rowan and Dak are going the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so...
You might be up.
Yeah, alright then. Rowan and Dak, the two of you make your way across Gridania. And as you do so, even though it's probably only a little bit into the afternoon, you start to make your way down, and the sky darkens considerably until the point where it almost feels like you're walking about at night. The rain hasn't begun to fall yet, but as you approach Sigbert's lab, you hear these faint pearls of levin claps coming through. You can see the crackle of electricity coming through the sky, and then after a few seconds, things seem to calm down, and you head in. And as you head in, you see a single guard just kind of sitting there. He looks over at you and he goes, "Oh, Miss Darksbane?" Just kind of sleepy.
Rowan just looks over and says, "Yep, that's me."
Yes, okay. Is everything alright?
Yeah, everything's okay. How things been over here?
The dusk white boy that you held so close, he got up the other day, started moving around. He seems to be alright, in shock mostly.
Is he still here or did he go home?
He went home. He's scratching together some funds. He feels really bad about the doc.
He's scratching together funds for what?
Pay for the injury, medicine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's the doc been? Is he resting? Is he taking visitors?
You can talk to him. I don't know how much you're gonna get out of him. He's kind of still in shock, but he's lucid enough.
Okay. Thank you. And with that, I'm gonna head in.
Okay.
Yeah, Dex is gonna toddle in after her.
Alright, the two of you go in. Do you head upstairs or do you head into the, doctor's office, for lack of a better word?
I'll peek into the doctor's office just to see if he's there. Otherwise, I'll head upstairs to hopefully find him resting.
You look into the doctor's office, you take a look around. There's a guy with his back to you standing all the way at the other end. It looks like he's brewing a cup of coffee.
I'm sorry, so that the guy with his back turned to us looks like what?
He's brewing a cup of coffee.
Okay. I'm not going to disturb him brewing his tea.
Okay.
Or coffee, sorry. I just kept doing brewing and then it cut out for me, so I apologize.
That's fine.
So I'm going to head up.
You head up the stairs and you see that there's 3 rooms. There's one with a light on coming out of it. The other 2 are dark.
I'm going to softly tap on the door with a light on it.
Okay. As you do so, and the door kind of pushes open very slightly, and you see Sigbert is sitting up in bed. He's got bandages around his chest. There's a book laying in front of him, kind of like on a little wooden platform, and every now and then, like, you see him kind of like very slowly raise a hand up painfully to turn the page.
I'm just going to say to him, I'm going to greet him, say hello, ask him if I can get him something before.
Hello, Sigbert.
He looks up and he goes, "Oh, hello. I'm Miss Darksbane and Miss Tekwa. To what do I owe the pleasure?"
We've returned from Tantara. We have the flowers you requested for the potion. Also wanted to see how you're doing in general.
Oh, I am doing better. A slab of a salve of Marlborough tears and a raptor blood has done well to seal the wound and prompt additional healing. If I was a younger man, I might have walked away with a day or two of bed rest and a scar. Now I think I might be out for a week or 2.
Is there anything I can do?
Magics have an interesting effect on such wounds. If you would like to make the attempt, I will not stop you.
Alright. Kind of hurry little scampers over to the bed and puts down her bag first and just kind of, checks him out first before doing any sort of healing.
Okay, roll a heal check.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dak, as you look him over and examine the wound and everything, it's been well treated. It's stitched up. And likewise, is clean. It's still open, and it's a deep wound.
Well, she's going to not put her hand on the wound, but just kind of near and cast critical wounds. Cure critical wounds. I can talk.
So as you do this, and you cast Cure Critical, realize he's not really hurt right now in that way. There's nothing life-threatening about his injury. He's been well treated. It's a matter of he needs to get his strength and vitality back. However, you do note that, the wound itself kind of closes a bit and there's no longer bleeding. And he just goes, how wonderful that magic is. It comes, it goes, it exists, and requires nothing but the talent for it. Were that I born a conjurer instead of a doctor.
Well, sometimes alchemy can do more than magic can, so I'm just relieved you're all right. I have a whole bag of those flowers you requested.
He kind of collects himself and he goes, flowers. Oh, Rowan, the flowers for your mother.
Yes, those flowers, but you focus on getting well too. Don't rush yourself to take care of this at the moment. I'm sure Mom is okay.
I'm sure that one of the junior doctors can take care of it. I will leave them instructions as soon as you are gone. Is there anything else that I could do for you all?
No. Only thing I want is for you to rest and get better.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I feel very responsible for how deep the wound is, considering I panicked and made it worse before I made it better.
He kind of blanks and he's like, what?
You were on the ground and I didn't take the bullet out before healing, so I had to cut it open and take it out. It was a very stupid mistake.
There's a pause and he kind of is like, oh, I mean, if you hadn't said anything, I would have never have known, so.
Yes, that's the thing about guilt. Yeah.
Well, child, you needn't worry. I may be an old man, but I can still handle myself a bit, so I will be fine, given time. And he just kind of looks at you and leans back and forth and says, I just hope that you all are alright and that no harm came to you trying to get these flowers.
She kind of pauses and kind of slowly turns her head over to Rowan, kind of like...
Rowan just walks over to him and kisses him on the top of his head and said, All is well. We are fine. You get some rest. And we'll come back and check on you later on tomorrow.
Okay. I will do what I can to get some rest. If you would leave the flowers down in the office, we'll take care of it from there.
Okay. Picks her bag up. You just focus on getting better, Sigbert, please.
He goes, honestly, I would rather focus my mind on anything but that matter. Focusing on getting better usually means focusing on the pain. And,
Well, I was hoping that my healing would help. It tends to be at least a little soothing.
and it was very soothing.
Well, that's good. I'm gonna go downstairs and give the flowers over. Was that who's pouring coffee? An assistant?
Yes, for the time being, he is an assistant. He's covering for me and reading my notes. He's a borrowed hand from Ulda.
Alright. Just scampers downstairs.
And Rowan's gonna slip out and just close the door behind her and just wag a finger, get some rest, and then shut the door before leaving.
He just nods. Alright.
Jack goes down to the office, or where they saw the person.
Okay.
Hello?
And he just kind of turns his head, and you see kind of a pale cure with jet black hair, wearing a pair of spectacles. He's currently holding like a little cup of coffee in his hand. He's like, yes.
We have reagents that Sigbert requested. He told us to leave them with you.
And then he just kind of points over to the table, and he says, very well. I will take care of whatever it is that he requests of me for the time being.
Okay. And just goes and puts it on the table indicated.
And he just gives a faint nod as he takes another sip of his coffee.
I think we're done here, Rowan.
Yes. Why don't you guys go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and meet back with everybody at the canopy? I'm gonna go find Marcel.
All right. Take care, Rowan. She's just gonna meander her way back to the canopy. It might take her a little bit, though.
Okay, you start heading back toward the canopy. Fionn, have you returned?
I'm here.
Fionn and Yedrin, the two of you, meanwhile, make it to the Adder's Nest probably about 20 minutes prior to Rowan and Dak making it to Sigbert's. As you arrive, you note the same thing. You note that the clouds overhead seem to be getting fiercer. You can see sort of like stray cracks of purple coming through as levin bolts lance through them. But nothing's coming down, and the scent of rain is still a fair ways off. You make your way up to the Adder's Nest, and you can see the usual people just kind of hovering about. You can see the person who does payouts just kind of looks like they're writing something up at the front, and they look up and they go, oh, that's not two of the agents of mayhem. How are you?
We are doing quite well, thank you. We are here to collect the bounty for the Dusk White Tianan as issued by the Elder Seedseer Kane-sama.
That was an excellent piece of work, I must admit. Didn't expect anybody to claim it anytime soon. Thought the military was going to have to get fully involved. Let's see. She kind of takes through the notes for a few seconds. If you would give me a moment, will I finish up all of the paperwork, I will be happy to go and get your reward. Did I cut out?
I kind of trailed off at the end.
She said if you would give me a second to fill out all of the appropriate forms and paperwork, I would be happy to get you your payment.
Of course. If you need me to sign, I would be glad to.
Turns the sheet around. I need signatures from 2 of you. With payments this large, we tend to require double signatures along with witnesses. And she pulls out this half booklet of paperwork. She goes, would you sign here and here and here? Initial here, initial here, initial here, initial here. Sign here, 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 and here. And
it's best.
All the way at the back, would you sign here and here?
Fionn very dutifully fills it out and has the quill to Yedrin to do the same.
As she takes the time to read it over while they're filling it out, just to make sure there's nothing in there they care about.
You may roll a perception or a knowledge local. Because we don't have a knowledge,
Law.
we don't have a knowledge law. Yedrin, you read through the thing, and as you're reading, your head starts to swim with all the jargon and legalese that is in this paperwork.
I think knowledge and ability covers matter.
I would say it would. I would allow local for it as well. Just because with local people, you're getting shit like that as well. The 2 of you read through it, and it hurts your head to read through it. There's all these legal references, there's notes everywhere, there's comments about the elementals, and after you get through 50 pages of it, you realize it's basically saying, when you condense it down to a page, it's essentially saying, you receive payment from us, this is a signed signature saying that you receive payment from us, you cannot request payment for this job again without facing legal fines from us, meaning they will take you to court if you try to collect payment again. Likewise, that you're agreeing to the amount that they agreed to, which they said is 30,000 gil, to be split amongst the party. And
this all seems very straightforward, she ultimately says.
Yeah. And at the very bottom of it, which in very fine print after you're done signing you catch, it says, by signing this agreement, you do agree that by accepting payment with this, the Twin Adders may call upon you at a later date for another job. Which, it takes you a minute to process, and you're blank, and then you read on further, because it's on the back of the page. Which you are free to accept or deny, contingent upon what you believe your own ability to complete said job would be.
Fair enough.
At which point the little I'm trying to think of what the word would be. Little acquisitions officer kind of goes, okay, is everything good? All signed up? You all ready?
Indeed we are.
She kind of puts it down, picks the paperwork up, stores it underneath in a little chest, plops down a bag of gil in front of you.
You basically just checked the "Would you like to receive our newsletter" box.
Pretty much. Considering the amount of gil, Fiona's going to let Yedrin handle it, especially since she's still kind of weak from the poison.
Mm-hmm.
Just gratefully takes the payment and, be done here.
I'm going to check something real quick.
Wait, did you say 33 or 30?
30.
30, okay.
Ooh. Wow. That's 600 pounds worth of coins.
Yeah, I'm happy for the kilopelts we have.
I mean, is that really a lot for Yedrin?
No.
No. Fion wouldn't even be able to pick it up unless it was in a larger denomination, though.
Platinum is what? 10?
Yeah.
It's 10, so. Okay, if it's in the... Let's go ahead and say, for the sake of it, the coins are coming in a larger denomination. So it would be
60 pound.
It would be a 60-pound bag of money.
Yep.
Lordy.
Sets it down in front of you. Would that be all for you two? Is there anything else that we might be able to interest you in? We have some excellent adder stock that's in. Banners for houses, sheets, blankets, hats, potions.
The Twin Adder gift shop?
Yes.
That's quite alright, thank you. We were going to most likely use this to better the homestead and our own martial capabilities should we be called upon again.
Oh, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Okay, so what I missed, I had to step away quick.
She basically...
You're carrying the bag.
You're carrying the bag. The woman asked you if there was anything else, and then basically said, alright, here's... Like, we have blankets, sheets, hats, potions, shit like that if you want to buy something from her.
Basically,
here's all this money we just paid you. Now give it back to us.
Welcome to the Twin Adder gift shop, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I do admit, I thought that was mostly exchanged for company seals.
Generally speaking, yes, but we found that company seals seem to be hard to keep track of, and likewise, people tend to prefer being paid in gil than, credit. So...
That's fair.
We just started paying people in gil and selling our crap for gil. You'd be surprised the number of people that like having a bright yellow blanket with our seal on it.
Fair. Anyway, Yedrin shop. The weather's not getting any better.
Yeah, might as well get going.
She goes, we have umbrellas.
That's quite alright, we'll just beat the rain as it were.
She just waves. Rowan, you head over to Marseille's. As you arrive, you can hear the rain starting at this point.
So, Rowan is going to knock on his door.
There's a... that comes from it for a second. Mostly silence, but you hear the sound of something heavy hit the floor, and then a doo-doo-doo. And the door opens, and you see Marcel standing there. He looks tired, as always. His hair is a little disheveled. He's wet. Looks like you caught him just out of a shower.
Did I wake you?
No. I was just drying off, cleaning up after a day of work. He's basically standing in front of you. He's bare-chested. Like, there's a towel wrapped around his shoulders and around his neck. He's basically just got a pair of shorts on. He's like, you can see the burn. He goes, no, I just getting cleaned up. About to make dinner.
Well, whereas I'm not such a great cook, if you want to go clean up and get dried off, I can go put something together in the kitchen for dinner, if you don't mind.
I, if you want, Ron, I would not say no. As he looks a little embarrassed. Right.
Or you could get dressed and we can find a quiet place to have a real meal cooked, because I suck. I literally burn things, so cooking is not really my strong suit.
Alright. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Be glad Works isn't there right now.
He slides off inside, and after a few minutes, he comes back. He's dressed in probably the nicest you've seen him dressed in a long time. But it's not saying much. He does actually have a shirt with a slight collar to it and a little bit of frill in the front. It looks like basically like a shirt that you would take to an interview sort of deal. Pair of clean pants, boots, and he just looks around a little bit and says, did you have anyone in mind? Because while your father pays me very well, I'm still taking care of my brother for the most part. And
nobody said that you were paying. I extend my arm out for him to take it. I said, and you know what? Where do you want to go? Keep in mind, it's going to rain soon, though.
He kind of takes her arm and he says, if you don't mind, there is a nice place down by the river. It doesn't serve much in the way of seafood or anything of that nature. It's actually mostly just home-cooked stews and sandwiches and the like, but...
Do they have bacon?
I would assume so, yes. And
then we're good.
I was going to say the owner has always been very kind to me. And
good.
Her and her husband's cooking is excellent for what it is.
And is it quiet where we could talk?
Yes, they don't get many visitors.
Okay. Then let's say you lead the way and we enjoy a nice meal together. Something we haven't done in a long time.
Right. Alright then. And he leads you away from his home, which he locks up and then heads down. And sure enough, he leads you down by the river, and as you get close, you can see this tiny hut with an extended covered seating area with like 6 or 7 picnic tables on it, and like a few, you can look and see that there's a covered seating area and there's maybe like 5 tables inside of it. This place obviously doesn't see a whole lot of business. And you can see that there's maybe 3 people eating there as you come up, but you can smell like fresh baked potato soup, hot cuts of various types of meat, and the people there seem quiet, disinterested in you, and definitely just enjoying their own food.
So everyone's gonna sit down.
He He says, you said you wanted bacon. Would you like a sandwich, some sort of soup? It's, yeah, I'll go place the order for us.
Oh, there's no waiters here?
No, you...
I don't want you hobbling around because, you know, you need to rest too and heal.
Okay.
So no waiters, huh?
Yeah, you just walk through the door up there and there's a little counter and a menu and you just place what you want.
What do you want?
They have a delicious vegetable stew served in a trencher, and it's usually what I get when I come here. So
Okay.
That.
What would you like to drink?
Water.
Is that really all you want?
Yes, I don't want to impose.
Okay. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna order his vegetable stew and his water, and a sandwich and a little bit of stew for myself.
The lady at the counter says, "Oh, you are new, but..." And it's an older woman. She's kind of wizened. You guess probably around 60s. She's a Hur, and you can see that there's like a little Lalafell running around in the back, helping prepare everything. And she goes, "But judging by your appearance and who you are with, you must be Rowan Darksbane. How good of you to come visit us. We've heard a lot about you."
Rowan is taken a little bit aback and is kind of like the, thank you. Pleased to meet you, and yes, I am Rowan Darksbane.
She just kind of laughs a little, and she says, "Marcel used to work for us when he was, in a bind."
When he was what?
When he was in a bind. When he was having trouble paying debts.
Oh.
So...
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part.
We've heard a lot about you. There were many a nights that we sat around talking. Please, he is like a son to us. Don't worry about payment.
No. I want to take him out to a nice meal, and I thank you for your kindness toward him, and I will pay, and I would like you to get him all of his favorites. Not just what he ordered. He needs it.
She just kind of laughs. "Spaghetti de Nero!" She yells back into the kitchen. "Extra massas." She goes, "Ciabatta, butter, extra olive oil. Make sure to get the herbs." And you just see the little Lalafels like nodding, rushing about, getting the knives sharpened and everything out. And she says, the woman turns and looks at you and she says, "Knowing you, and from what we have been told about you, I take it you want something loaded with lots of bacon? Probably little stuffed?" And she goes, "We do have a stuffed quail wrapped in bacon right now. It's a little more pricey than other things on our menu, but we've been dying to give it a try. It's 2 full quail stuffed to the brim with bacon, obviously stuffing, a nice creamy mixture, and then fried lightly to make it nice and crisp."
That sounds fantastic. I would very much so enjoy it.
Alright. We'll make sure to serve it with the rice and vegetable medley as well for you. She calls back and shouts that off, and there's just this... And she says, go enjoy your time with him. We'll take care of it. And we'll bring it out to you.
I thank you very much. And then,
She stops, she says, bottle of wine?
absolutely. You know, after the few days I've had, I could use a bottle of wine.
And she says, this one, no charge. We have been waiting a long time to break out this bottle. And to be frank, my husband can't handle it anymore. I don't drink, and this one tends to do bad things. And she like nudges the lava. This one does bad things when he drinks, so choose drinks.
Rowan just chuckles and she goes, okay, I thank you. Yes, that sounds lovely. And just let me know how much all this is going to be. I will take care of everything.
She just goes, 12.
12 gil?
Yes.
Rowan hands are 40.
She goes, keep in mind that like 10 gil is basically enough to help me out with this field. Like 10 gil is like what people see in a year of work.
Like untrained laborers would get like a tenth of a gil per day, so.
Okay, well, you know, I have a few thousand, so.
She's like,
we are rich people.
She just looks at this and she goes back and forth, just like.
Trained laborers would see like over 300 gil in a year's earnings at least, so that's not that bad.
No.
I'd love to see their face when they find out how much Adrian spends on her weapons.
To be fair, that's overhead. Regardless, everything's kind of coming along. She does walk out with the bottle, and she sets it down in front of you and kind of uncorks it and puts down 2 glasses and kind of. She goes, do you want me to pour? Are you all right pouring your own?
You're muted, Rowan.
Dang it all! Cat was getting all rambunctious. I went to mute and then I forgot.
Okay.
Absolutely. Please pour. I'm a bit of a klutz today. So
roll a perception, though.
Okay.
Okay, you see the label, and you see on the label it reads Everbloom and has a pair of twin blue roses on it, and it looks like the bottle is almost made of crystal. If you would be so kind as to roll a knowledge local or a knowledge nobility on this bottle.
Oh, damn.
I know nothing. Let me do local. Let's see if that does anything better. Not much, but okay.
Not much, but you're like, I should ask Fiona about this when I get back. There's like this nagging feeling in the back of your head, like, I need to ask somebody about this.
There's a nagging feeling I need to do what?
You need to ask somebody about this bottle.
Okay.
At which point, she kind of pours you 2 a glass, and it's a dark, vivid red before she walks away to go finish up your plates, and Marcel goes, I see. He kind of picks up the glass and swirls it a little and takes a sip and then looks down and goes, you really don't have to do this.
I did nothing of the sort. I just wanted to make sure that you had a nice full belly so you get some rest. That's all.
I know, Rowan. And I know that you're just trying to take care of me. I do.
Ark, you're cutting up for me.
Well, I'm pausing specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly. So.
He goes,
Okay. All right.
I don't want you to think that I need all of this help. I really don't. Your father has been incredibly good to me. And moreover, even if I hadn't gotten work with him, I would have figured something out.
Rowan puts her hand onto his arm and says, I just take this. It's just a meal. That's it.
You can see he's blushing at this point, and he goes, Rowan, I am accepting of this, and I am very grateful. I just... At that point, his face, turns entirely red. I don't think I ever said this to you, and I apologize for not, but... I'm not... Ow! He goes, I am not mad, nor have I ever been mad at you for what happened. You have nothing to repay me for. Rowan, I loved you then and I love you now. It was a little pain, and I'm sorry. Honestly, I'm sorry that I reacted the way I did when it happened.
To be perfectly honest, right now, this has nothing to do with our past. This is... I need to talk to you about something, and all I'm doing is providing a warm meal and a friendly shoulder for someone who loved you for a very long time. You were my first love. And yes, I do feel guilty, and that's never going to stop. But right now, I need to do this as much for you as for me. And it's really all it is just, I just want to do something nice before
things stop being how they are.
Say that again?
Before things stop being how they are. I've kept tabs in the news about what you're doing, your adventuring, and everything else. When you leave this time, when's the next time I could see you? We don't know. Our lives have changed drastically.
You have no idea all the things that have changed since I left here to go study in Ul'dah, and then since I left Ul'dah and joined these people, and oh my god, are they crazy? And I got to see my cousin Hershafont, and I've been places, I've seen things, I've had my heart ripped apart, and that's what I need to talk to you about.
He just kind of nods and he says, all right, I am all ears at this point. And it begins to rain just as they bring the food out. And he looks down and he says, you really shouldn't have. He goes, I am going to gorge myself and I apologize.
And I'm like, gorge away. That's what I got two birds with chicken, with bacon. Okay, we know how much I eat, so don't feel bad. So Rowan actually doesn't really start gorging right away. She starts picking at her food. She goes, do you remember what happened at Sigbert and what brought you to Sigbert.
He kind of looks down. He thinks for a moment. Honestly, no. I remember panic. Just raw, unbelievable panic. I remember running through the woods as fast as I could. I remember a pain in the back of my head. And then he starts to blank and he goes, it's all a haze. I feel like I got bit or attacked by something, and then I also remember just running into Gridania.
I don't know if you remember, but I was there. I was in Sigbert's office with you. And to be honest, there are going to be something that's going to make it even more confusing is that there's going to be two conflicting stories as to what happened.
He looks at you and he says, how so? They told me I shot him.
Okay, so that part happened, but they believe that you were just in there because you hurt your foot. You had a fungus on your foot, an infection of sorts that made you a little crazed. However,
yeah,
that is not what happened.
He goes, oh.
To understand the whole story of what I'm about to tell you, I need to tell you what really happened. You and my father were hunting outside of on our lands outside of Tamtara.
Yeah.
At which time you separated and you were attacked by a creature. And this creature nearly killed you. Ate away at your faculties. Even though they were healing you, parts of you were disintegrating and healing and disintegrating and healing. And
you just see him kind of like turn pale and he just sets his fork down and he goes,
I was there for all of that. And I watched it. And during one of the fits, there was a gun on you that we didn't know that you had, and you reached for it in agony and screaming, and you shot Sigbert. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. I swear to you.
He goes,
my friend.
Pause.
My friend, the big Rogadin.
Yeah.
He has an ability. And he was able to go back and make it as though that part of your timeline did not exist. And he was able to save you.
Just grabs the bottle.
Yes, it really is hard to explain. So I'm not going to. Just think of it as astrology and as my group likes to refer to it, magic bullshit.
He goes,
in this case, time bullshit.
So
he goes,
it doesn't.
Bullshit. Okay.
Yes, magic bullshit. And it doesn't end there.
Of course it doesn't.
After we got Sigbert to be stabilized, and the rest of the doctors came running in. We were summoned by Kani-sana to go and seek out Tamtara. Before leaving, I went home and found my father had not returned home yet. That they did not know where my father was.
Okay.
So we waited until morning to go to Temtara. And when we got there were cultists that had taken up shop. There's a Duskrite that we were sent after who was causing lots of trouble. And I know, I understand where that Duskrite is coming from, because, anyway, but they were using magics in Tamtara, and I saw your father, and I saw your mother.
You see, Marcel, just let me know.
I saw my father's wood whalers. And I saw my father. And thank you for making me be all emotional, by the way. Sorry, that was out of character. What would you say, Turt?
I love it.
As I'm like sitting here literally like tearing up. So anyway, I had to stop because I really was gonna cry. Your father and your mother, as well as people I called uncle and aunt, tried to kill me.
There's just this long pause, and he goes,
and well, I'm still standing here. Before your father, I don't know how to explain it, but before he left again, he showed me what really happened, as though I was there. And I saw what happened to him and your mother. And he and your mother both told me to tell you how much they loved you. And just that they loved you and they would be waiting for you when it was your time.
He goes, that's a comfort I didn't think I would ever get to hear. We never got a chance to say goodbye.
You know? I remember.
At this point, he's quiet. He's very somber. He's probably had about 3 glasses of wine at this point as you've been explaining this. And he's obviously stopped eating. It looks like he has no appetite left. And then he just very quietly says, and what now? What do you do with that information? What do we do?
The people they killed, who killed them with their last, there's no one to seek revenge for, because your parents already took care of that. But the problem is that we have to find a way for Duskrates, and just, I don't know. This whole thing is because that one person, that one bitch, that I wish we could have killed, but we couldn't kill, just wanted to bring attention to how the Duskrates have been treated. And I know that I've been blind in certain aspects, because I never realized it was that bad. I'm a Dusk Great. I'm not from Gridania. I'm Ishgardian. And I don't spend a lot of time here because I've been studying. I haven't seen all of this. I didn't know how bad it really was. And part of me wants to burn this place to the ground. And if my father had died, I would have exploded all of Tepintera and brought it to the ground. And I would have come in here and you would have seen a raging part of me that you've never seen. So many things with me have changed. I know so much more about me. There are times right now when I felt that rage, that anger, that hatred, that I felt I could burn the world. And I wouldn't have stopped.
He just kind of... He reaches out and he just kind of puts his hand on yours. And he's silent. It's very clear he has no idea what to say to you. Or how to say it. Because he doesn't understand. He's very simple and he's just kind of going... Rowan, I don't know what I can offer you there. I don't know what I can do for you. I can be here. That's about all I can promise. I didn't see the things you saw. I didn't fight the battles that you had to fight. And moreover, just kind of laughs a little bit. I'm just the simple son of a man who knew how to shoot a gun. I don't know what else I can be.
That's all you have to be. You don't have to be or do anything else. Rowan reaches over and grab and takes his arm and his good arm and his hand. And is like, I don't want you to be anything other than what you already are. And they don't want you to either. Just love your brother. Take care of yourselves. Don't overdo it. That's all I ask.
Yeah. Ron?
Yes.
I know this is going to be a little morbid after what you've been through, but I figured I would tell you. I'm going to keep working for your father and your mother until they hopefully pass of old age, and then I'm hoping to take me and my brother over to Opernus. I don't think Gridania is where I want to be anymore.
I don't blame you.
Somewhere else. I don't want to go to Ishgard. I don't want to go to Limsa. I don't want to go to Ulda. I know Opernus is a hard place to get into.
I know a few people.
He kind of looks over and he goes... At this point he's blushing a little bit. He goes, as much as I often dreamed about us settling down together, I think your heart has moved on. He just kind of laughs. And I think at some point I'd like to raise my own kids somewhere safe. Somewhere where they can learn that it doesn't matter what they look like or who they are. There are people who love them, and they're any different than anybody else on this shard, whatever you want to call it.
I want for you happiness, peace. I want to see those beautiful children. Because they're not going to be with me. The life that I lead right now, I don't know. But I love my compatriots. Even that pain in the ass RR works.
He just laughs a little bit. At that point, he kind of takes both sides of your head in his hands, letting you feel both the burned hand and the hand, the good hand. And he kind of pulls your head close, and he kisses it. And he says, "We've always got a past, and now we've got a future."
Just know 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
I am always here. If you need me for anything, I will always be there. Right by your side.
He kind of nods. And he goes, "Thank you for dinner, Rowan. I've got a lot that I need to think about. And I'm sure you've got a lot to do with your companions." And he starts to stand up. "Be safe. Be well. And most of all, know that I'm here for you if you need me. But I think I've spent too long dwelling on the past and not taking care of what's here and now and who I am. And likewise, you all gave me another chance at life. I don't need to throw that away.
Just don't forget me."
I couldn't if I tried." He starts laughing. "Because I don't know about you, but you know what they say. After you've been kissed with fire once, you don't forget it. And nothing's ever the same." At that point, he just kind of looks down at the food that's mostly been untouched. That's kind of getting cold, and he goes, "Mayhap that we should box this up and
Take it home.
Head our separate ways for now. Take the bottle of wine. I'm sure they were going to give it to you anyway. Sorry for drinking about a half of it. But when you're told things like that, you tend to want some cups."
Yes, I am familiar. I will.
He just reaches over and hugs you, and he goes, "You don't need to tell me. Just take care of yourself. And if I do have children at some point, come back and be a godmother at the very least."
I will be.
At that point, he just kind of boxes his meal up and starts walking away into the rain.
Rowan just sits there for a minute, and she starts to cry.
At this point, you realize that there's no one else around. Like, the area had cleared out. You don't even see the cooks. And you just hear... After a few tears, you hear a... just this slow clap.
Rowan turns around to find out who's clapping and is getting pissed off already that her tears are sizzling.
As you do this, you see a simple-looking man dressed in a black robe, leaned up against one of the rails of the covered area. White hair with like a black fringe, and bright red eyes. He says, My. What a wonderful show of human compassion, devotion, and most of all, loss. You'll have to forgive me for prying in on such a private moment, but who am I to resist the delicacy that is human emotion?
What do you want, Asian?
Not much. Not much. Just to say bravo. I almost believed you for a second.
Almost believe in what?
That you actually feel sadness for that man. As much pain that you inflicted upon him, and now that you are letting him go, despite a confession. To me, it doesn't seem that you really cared all that much.
Yes. And yet, with what I do, going out every day, not knowing if I'm coming home, how is that going to help him? Answer that question.
No, it doesn't. It wouldn't have.
So then would it not have been kinder than to let the one person that you fell in love with first in your life go and be happy?
Oh, I am not doubting any amount of kindness that you have shown him. You cut him free of something that would have never amounted to anything to begin with.
You cut him free of nothing for me but sorrow and pain. I've already hurt him once.
Such is the life of most adventurers. Oh, quick bursts of happiness here and there as you complete little jobs that are usually of no consequence. The exception being what you have done down in Tamtera. Honestly, I would say that's one of the few examples I've seen of an adventurer ever do anything worthwhile. And congratulations to you on that.
Oh, gee, thank you. The place that will always be nothing more than just torture to me even more.
It just laughs. Oh.
What do you want?
As I said, nothing.
Are you done laughing?
This amusing. Oh, for the most part, yes. I'm sure
Good.
I'll laugh more later in the shadows, but that's the
Well, you go enjoy. Well, that's good. You go and enjoy your belly laughs in the shadows.
This is also, I did come to pass off a little note.
And that is?
Oh, your little, captive, if that's what you'd like to call her, has more or less been scheduled for an appropriate execution, public square style.
When?
2 days?
Then I shall make it a point not to be here.
Fair enough. Just thought you all would like to know. You all have done, as loath as I am to admit it, enough services to my wife that I at least owe you this small favor.
To your wife?
Who did you think I was?
You all look the same to me, except for Fen Daniel. He's the only one who has heart.
He kind of makes the motion of like, da 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 da.
I would appreciate it if you would just leave me alone. I really don't want to deal with anything right now. And I really don't want to get angry and burn down this nice little establishment.
He does make like a small flourish with his hand, and the next thing you know, there's a little bit of shadow, and something comes out, and he holds it out to you.
I extend my hand.
He just lets
And
you,
this...
He just lets you take it. It's just an umbrella. Do stay dry. At that point, he just disappears.
Rowan growls. Bastards. And then starts, and then with that, she starts heading back to the canopy.
Alright. Do you open the umbrella, or you just walk back in the rain?
I just walk back in the rain.
Alright. You get to the canopy, and by the time you do, like, the umbrella unused just kind of poofs away.
God, we're getting some weird feedback from man.
Oh.
Okay, can I stop crying now?
Yeah, sure. Do you all get back to the canopy? As you're all sitting around, looking at each other, it's kind of become a deluge outside. It's just pouring, driving rain. And you're all basically seated at that front area. The inn, for the time being, is yours, with the exception of another quartet of adventurers kind of sitting over in one of the far corners, drinking to themselves. They're young, fresh-faced.
The door is thrown wide open. Fuck, it's wet out there!
Just kind of see the adventurer, like the little adventurer group, like turn and like look at each other, and then slowly turn back to their table and keep drinking.
Cam brings herself out and goes to sit with the group.
There is silence otherwise.
The agents.
Yeah,
rather.
I assume that you meant the agents.
Just looks up from the notebook they're writing in, waves the cam, goes back, probably slides a small bag over towards Rowan.
Rowan drops the bottle on the table and takes the bag. She steams and cleans her and dries herself, and then prestidigitates herself clean.
Okay. Fiona, would you like to look at the bottle?
I mean, if Ron shows it to her.
She said she
I
slammed
put it on the table.
She slammed it on the table.
Fiona looks up from her grimoire.
Knowledge, nobility. Okay. One, you look at the name on it, you look back, and you do a double take. You know this is an incredibly rare bottle of wine. High end, this would be considered a rarity for Ishgardian nobles.
Where did you get this, Rowan?
A quaint little bistro in a very poor part of town.
That's very interesting.
Would you like the perception?
Something about this rings a bell to me, but I don't know why. But I haven't drank it. Marcel was drinking it.
Well, to be fair, that's something even Highborn would have trouble getting back in Ishgard. And considering it's a local vintage there, it's rather more surprising that some rather more modest location down in Gridania would have it.
So then I take it 40 gil for this bottle was really cheap for a good deal.
I'll say.
Where
was this place?
Roll a perception on the bottle, Fiona. You look at it, you look at the timestamp. It's a 30-year-old bottle. You know that's probably one of the rarest years of this. Roll an appraisal.
Oh, God.
I don't have a train, so...
By your
Is
estimation...
gonna have a connection?
By your estimation, with most bottles of wine like this, what you saw them in the markets and all that, that bottle probably costs more than the gil that you made doing your job. And its value has been completely ruined because it's open.
Yeah, Hunt's gonna have a connection.
Fiona glances briefly at Jim before just gently pushing the bottle back to Rowan.
What is the big...
But
Okay, what is the big deal here? It's a bottle of wine now. Now it's just a bottle of wine.
yes, it is, and let's leave it at that.
Now I feel less guilty drinking it.
Is this glance up from the notebook? Something wrong?
No,
No,
not
nothing,
at all.
nothing. Love.
I wonder if
I can, but there's like no heart in it because it doesn't really care that much right now.
Obviously.
We're just reflecting the wall.
What a hilarious roll, nat 20.
That would have been amazing.
Nope, you just... It's like, alright.
Just nods, goes back to the notebook.
Okay.
Dax just got her head in her hands, just kind of holding her head up and has her eyes closed.
It is driving rain outside right now, Dak. Like,
has any...
Go ahead.
You were saying?
Oh, I told you go ahead. I was just on Dak. That's driving rain outside. She can hear it on the roof.
Oh, okay. I asked if anybody, I was about to ask, has anybody been to check on Mr. Blown Up Boy?
Blown up boy?
Yeah, you know his muscles popping like balloons up there.
You'd have to ask Carter how he's doing.
I have not.
Bitch, I've been at the market, he says, just walking in.
Hey, Carter, says Cam.
Rowan uses her, Rowan dries him up and cleans him up.
Just before he starts shaking out his hair like a dog. Just
Oh my god.
Yeah, I really didn't want to experience that.
Camilla, you're looking a lot more chipper. Dax just kind of pushes her head up.
Yeah, I had some more time to reflect, and honestly, Anthony and I talked about it, and well, certainly my matron's alive, and that's still something I'm going to need some time to process, but that doesn't make me any less of who I've become.
Yeah.
And Adun is bonded to me now, so...
Well, I'm just happy to see the light return to your eyes.
Cam smiles gently. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you all made it back safe.
well, safe is relative.
I should probably go check on Works and...
Rowan pours herself a big bottle, a big glass of wine from the bottle and starts to drink it.
It was an adventure. Just
As Dax starts walking upstairs, you hear a doo 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 doo, and then just boot goes through the door to the canopy, and you see a haggard-looking, like full beard Hallison go, "Where are they?" He turns, he just marches over and goes, grabs Fionn and Yedrin and Rowan and just wraps them into a hug. And he's like, "Oh god, I thought all of you were gonna be hurt. Oh, thank goodness."
Dax like
Cowering now.
Dax cowering on these stairs from that loud bang, like, what the hell?
Please
They're
have
hurt
mercy.
now.
I've been through a very harrowing adventure. My strength is kind of lack.
Just like,
Fionn just struggles pitifully.
just this massive hug. Just like, boom. Like, even Yedrin's like, holy shit, this dude's buff.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's stepping up in surprise at the suddenness of it.
He's like looking around and he's like, "Where's the one with the spear?"
Oh,
He blew up.
he's convalescing after overdoing it. So
Jack takes this moment to scamper up the stairs.
He just kind of sighs and lets everybody go, and he goes, "Okay."
He made a bad deal with his own inner bullshit.
He passes out on the floor in front of you.
sorry, I didn't catch that last bit. What?
He passed out on the floor in front of you as soon as he found out everybody was okay.
Jeez.
Oh dear, we're going to have to get a room for him too, aren't we?
Mion's like, he already has a room.
You want to take him up there? You're probably the
Sure, I'll make sure he gets
most able to get him up there.
Yeah, sure, I'll make sure he gets safe and sound to his bed. Also, Carlo passes him pause. Enjoy. He bends down to pick him up and take him to his room.
Rowan starts drinking. She looks at Fiona and she goes, "So, I met an interesting person.
Oh?
Van Daniel's husband decided to pay a visit to the little restaurant by the river where this bottle was located."
Fiona just ever so slightly stiffens, tensing her grip on her grimoire. You don't say.
After a very heartbreaking conversation with Marcel, he decided to basically make his appearance to, one, say thank you for all what we had done to help his wife out, and to basically make fun of and make light of my heartbreak, and give me a umbrella for my walk back, which I didn't even use. I don't know if it was just to spite or just because I just wanted to feel the rain. Maybe both.
Considering the last time we met, Halmarot.
At least this time he wasn't in the form of the Splatona. Oh, and one last thing. Apparently the execution will be in 2 days.
Execution? What? Kim perked up.
Probably the bitch we brought back. The Duskwhite war criminal, basically.
I know that we're going to probably be here for a few days because of works, and I do not wish to attend that. I would much rather be anywhere but there.
Hey, Ark. Does Cam recognize the person they're speaking of by description?
Read party chat. I was trying not to interrupt.
Ah, okay. Well then, that's goodness. Y'all did a lot while I was gone. I'm going to do some shopping. Bye. She sits up and bolts out the door.
At that point, as you guys start talking about this, the other adventurers are like walk out like tails between their legs sort of style to leave you alone.
Rowan takes the bottle and takes a glass and he's like, I'm gonna go on the balcony and watch Actually, no. That was the first place we ever saw Jesus.
Oh, I miss him already.
Attack.
You fiend.
I will go out to the balcony.
Jesus' other ability. He had a ring that turned water into wine. That bottle was the first one he ever made.
Oh god.
Fuck you!
Okay, so Rowan's back out on the balcony.
Okay. As you walk out there, it's pouring rain. The water looks entirely white. And for a second, you look out and roll a perception.
Yay! I know all.
You look out there and you focus for a moment, and you can see what looks to be 3 figures standing out in the water. There's sort of this blackish haze about them, and you can't hear them over the drive of the rain. They don't seem to be doing anything hostile. And as they kind of hover about for a few seconds, there's this moment of silence, and then you focus further, Rowan, and really watch. And as they float there, you watch as the water starts to part, and like this rectangular hole, and then you watch Jesus's body be lowered back down into a coffin at the bottom of the lake. And it closes, and the 3 figures disappear.
So I basically just saw Jesus' funeral.
More or less.
Rowan says, "Fuck the glass," and drinks out of the bottle.
That's on girl.
And she will pour a little bit and say goodbye to Jesus. And yeah, she's gonna start drinking now. She'll even go in and get more from Mother Mion. So Rowan's gonna get drunk. Good luck with that.
All right.
I'll be sure to lock Works' door.
Okay, so Kato and Fionn, what are you doing with the rest of your evening? Or rest of your afternoon/evening as it pours rain?
Fiona is going to just go straight to bed because she is exhausted.
Alright.
Yeah, how long has it been since we got back from...
Probably about 4 hours.
Death?
Time is an illusion.
Yeah.
Fiona just wants her out.
Oh, if you two are going to bed, I was gonna say, after I can't ever remember the name. I can't ever remember some of the mailman's names.
Hyacinth.
Hyacinth. After dropping Hyacinth off at his room, I'm probably gonna knock on Rook's door and ask Todd.
Halicent, but alright.
Hyacinth. How is the patient doing there?
That kind of pokes her head out. He's okay from what I can tell.
Works! Roll a fortitude save.
I'm kind of tired myself. I'm just watching over him.
Works is in wailing agony.
Ow.
Oh shit.
Do I still have all those debuffs on me?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Just open the door. It's like, oh yeah, no, he's doing all right. Ah! Yeah, no, he's fine.
Oh man!
He'll be fine.
Nothing to see here. It's fine. It's fine.
Any help?
I won't say no.
I can't help medically much, but if he tries to do something stupid before he's ready to stand up, I can keep him pinned to the bed. Have some rope.
It works. That's kind of a given.
Deck mutters under her breath, she's already done that. Not loud enough that Works can hear it, but...
Meanwhile, in Works' head, you just hear Bahamut, "Bitch, shut up! You the one that asked for this shit? Buy the goddamn pillow!"
You did this to me!
He's not having a baby.
Okay, if you want, I'll come in and maybe make sure he can't get up for a bit. Do you think I should like gag him so he doesn't like bite his tongue or something?
I actually thought I had put a leather strap in his mouth, but it looks like he bit through it.
I got a couple extras.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna sit up with him. I don't have anything else I can do. I'm kind of tapped out on most of my magic.
Well, tell you what, I'll help. I'll keep you company, and I'll help make sure he doesn't do something stupid too fast.
And really, I don't think my magic's gonna be able to do much for him.
Oh dear.
She just opens the door and waves Yedrin in.
Comes in and walks in.
Work, stop screaming!
Have you ever had every muscle in your body explode?
You're in too much pain to even talk.
Just
Dear.
Don't you have something that can put him to sleep? But it just as he walks by.
Lightning strike happens outside. It makes the entire building rattle.
Deck just kind of jumps.
Still don't find him. Yeah. I'm just anyway. If leather's not good enough eyes on the arrows they have, might be a bit big.
No! No. Okay, no. You're not gonna stab him with an arrow.
I wasn't gonna stab him with the arrow. I was gonna use it as a part of a gag so you can bite down on that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, use it as a bite.
Oh yes, because above all else, I need splinters in my mouth.
Oh please, those are easier to pick out than for covering your muscles.
True.
Thing is, I don't really have any small arrows.
It's fine, just don't worry about it. As long as he doesn't bite his tongue, he's fine.
He's basically Goku. He's basically Goku with the heart disease right now.
Oh god. No! You dick!
You did this to yourself.
Just starts getting out some rope and leather. Okay. Just...
Yeah. Like, Dak goes over and tries to use her cure moderate wounds to, like, try and soothe at least a little bit of his freaking pain. Hey, nice 8.
Alright, you heal him a little bit. You get...
Cast delay pain.
You get 2 minutes before it's...
I hope those rooms are really well soundproofed.
Oh, fuck, no.
comes over. It's like, okay. Hey.
At that point, Mion just, like, kicks in the door. Just staring for a moment. You see she's got 3 bottles and a rag.
Oh no, time for the chloroform.
You deserve it.
Sorry for the noise, Mother Mio.
She just looks at you. Roll a will save.
Oh god.
The death stare.
Do you know well enough to get out of this woman's way?
Gets out of the way as well.
At that point, she just walks over, turns, works over, very forcefully, I might add, from his, like, hips. looks at him, shoves one bottle right into his mouth, and she says, "Swallow." Don't stop swallowing until I tell you to.
Just chugs the whole bottle as she's feeding it.
Yes, ma'am.
Pulls it out, brings out, like, lets you drink, like, lets you get, like, 4 gulps, pops it out, pours the other one. She goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Soaks the last rag and just shoves it in your face and walks out. Works. Roll fortitude.
Did she make me drink chloroform?
No. Roll a fortitude, though. You're drunk off your ass and unconscious.
Woo! Yay, low forts rolls.
Like after the first one, you're like, then the second one comes in and you just like, then the rag hits your face and you just out cold.
Thank you.
Thank God for alcohol. Thank the 12 for alcohol.
So you guys have an antidote on hand.
We won't be needing that, thank you.
When the fuck did Carter go here?
He was walking by on his way to bed.
Oh, okay.
I ain't sharing a room with him.
I don't think anyone's sharing a room with him.
Good.
Besides me, I'm gonna stay up and watch him.
I'll pray for your soul.
She looks like she wants to say something, but she doesn't.
Oh, now that that's taken care of, should we tie him down in case he wakes up like the next day or something?
No.
Meow shouts down the hall. He ain't waking up.
Well, I guess that counts as that.
You can go to bed, Yedrin. I'll be fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit and listen to the elements or something.
Fionn.
Yeah.
You hear a against your door.
Didn't hear that. The whatever noise you made.
Yeah, cut out. Yes.
Just Diabolos appears in your room. You alright?
I'm very tired.
I apologize for interrupting. I thought maybe you would need to decompress.
What is it?
Nothing, I was just checking in on you. You seemed troubled enough at the end of that. I was waiting for you to get comfortable before I tried to reach out. I apologize, I can leave you alone.
It's quite alright. Are you well?
It is nice to feel whole again for once, and not feel the burning agony of a spear through my chest.
Yes.
It is also nice to feel wanted. He just smiles at you. Big, toothy ass Diabolos smile.
Fiona is getting way too used to this shit because she just flashes a smile back like it's nothing.
At that point, he comes over and sits down. He says, "You know, Skull and I were playing a few games to see who got to come visit you this time."
Oh?
Yes, he figured that you would want something to cuddle with, be close to. But he admitted that maybe it would be nice to let me have a moment to walk around on the source instead of just in the void, especially after so long. So, you know, played a few rounds of cards. I ended up winning, not by much. But if you don't want me, I can go let you have him for a while.
No, it's quite alright. Come to think of it, do you have a form from before the, darkness claimed the void?
It's been so long that it's hard to remember. I might have looked like Han at a point. I think maybe I was, He thinks really long and hard. If I would have to hazard a guess, I would say I was a modestly tall man of likely Elysian descent. Black hair, pale skin, red eyes. I was well dressed, I remember that much.
Yeah, nods gently.
Otherwise, I think my family was well-to-do, middle-of-the-road nobility. Nothing too high, nothing too low. We didn't get any special favors in court, but, we weren't on the streets. And no one thought less of us for anything if we happened to go into a particular section of the city. Fairly middling. I think we were librarians?
Alright. I wanted to help jog your memory, so if you wanted to take a walk around Gridania or something, wouldn't give poor Silel a heart attack.
Yeah. I don't really think I can do much of a walking around Gridania. Honestly, if I go within about 40 feet of you right now, I'm going to dissipate into nothing.
I suppose your body is rather much for me to maintain at a higher distance, huh?
Well, that's... If any of us tried to do that with what I'm doing right now, it wouldn't work. You'll have to forgive me, I'm using what remains of your aether for the day to prompt this conversation.
That's quite alright. I've been considering looking into a way to extend that limit, but... well, all in due time, I suppose.
Indeed. And likewise, you need not worry about doing for Skull, or doing for me what you're doing for Skull. I understand how important he is to you, and to be perfectly honest, there is much for me to do in the void that I wouldn't accept a new body until it's done.
Fiona nods gently. Thank you for coming when you did.
Honestly, I still owe you and yours much for what you've done for me. So I will help where I can. It was just a matter of, well, there was a gate before us. Someone had ripped it open. All I needed was for someone to call out to me and I could come through.
Small stroke of luck there. Not good to...
Maybe more of a lack of thought on your enemy's part.
I don't suppose he expected anyone else aligned with the void being against him.
No, considering how most people in Gridania react to void magics, I would assume not.
Indeed. Well, once again, thank you. I Oh dear, I'm rather tired.
At that point, he actually purposefully, like, tucks you in. His hand is, like, bigger than your head, but he still, like, pats the top of it. It actually looks kind of like... Honestly, if anybody walked in and saw this shit, they'd be like, oh my god, the boogeyman is literally tucking this woman into bed.
Still, Fiona mumbles just a vague noise of appreciation as she settles him into the covers.
And he goes, would you like me to get you a glass of water or milk or something before I go?
She shakes her head. It's quite all right, thank you.
You'd give Mother Miona a heart attack.
He stands there for a moment and he thinks and he goes, I mean, I could read you a bedtime story if you really wanted to. He just chuckles.
I think you are 15 years a bit late for that. But thank you.
He laughs, he just kind of fades out of existence.
And Fiona drifts off to sleep.
Everybody else asleep?
Yep.
I don't have a choice.
Nope.
Drunkard.
Nope.
I was gonna say,
Drinking.
yeah, after leaving Todd, they'll open the other and saying Mark Talk Night as well, heading to bed.
Alright.
Dak rings up a dole and wishes him good night.
You hear a dole like answer, and you just hear this flurry of sound behind him. It's like, hello? Hello?
Hi, Adol. Is everything alright?
Oh, yeah, everything's fine. We're just trying new recipes.
Okay, good. Art called us earlier, and we're fine. We're out of the deep croft, and everything went fine.
Well, that's good. That's good. When are you guys gonna come home?
Works and has a few injuries he needs to heal.
Okay.
A few days, probably.
Okay. Well, be safe until then. Love you.
I will. I love you too. Dick.
It's just like Dex gets like a sixth sense somewhere in this world. There's a very confused redheaded cat boy.
Girl's still embarrassed to say that. Otherwise, she's just gonna kind of let her mind drift a bit and just listen around her. Probably falls asleep in a chair.
Okay. Rowan, I take it you basically just drink until you pass out?
I'm drinking. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm drinking.
Roll a fortitude.
I can't find my fortitude. I think I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead.
Oh, dead. Rip.
Rowan essentially drinks until she passes out.
Am I still on the balcony where I was drinking?
No. You all wake up in beds the following morning. Dak, you recognize that you did fall asleep in a chair, but you wake up in a bed. So, somebody moved you? The same is true of Rowan. Works, you wake up, and while you can move now, and you're not screaming in agony, everything hurts to an extreme degree.
Like, just ran 6 marathons in a day extreme?
Like, someone amputated all of your limbs extreme.
That or they wish she had.
Have you ever actually like thrown out a muscle walks?
Multiple times, yes.
All of them at the same time.
Ow!
I would say actually works. I'd say a better comparison right now is you feel like you essentially feel like at every single joint of your body and then down 2 or 3 inches, you feel like every single one of those joints is being pinched as if it had been caught in a door and someone is actively closing it tighter and tighter.
I can relate to that.
And it doesn't stop. It's just there.
This basically feels like me after my first Spartan race.
Mhm. So yeah, you all wake up. What do you guys want to do with the day?
Rowan's gonna go see mommy and daddy.
Okay.
Theon's going to sleep for as long as humanly possible.
No one comes to get you.
Yeah.
Borx is going to sit there and contemplate his decisions.
Pull dangerous!
Good.
Until we have to leave.
I've thought something about in up foot, probably gonna talk to Todd.
Dak's gonna be very confused about how the hell she got in bed.
I feel so violent.
Not even that.
Diablos put us all in bed.
I mean, honestly, like, Scotch could have done it, but whatever. I mean, Dak's probably just gonna bum around her room for a little bit before going downstairs, and otherwise, she's not really got much to do. Besides think.
Rowan, roll a perception. You find like 4 or 5, like as you're looking around your bed, you're like, huh? You realize that someone changed you out of your clothes into something comfortable to sleep in. And you look at the clothes that you were wearing and you find like 4 or 5 stray white hairs.
I'm sorry. Whose white hair is this? Hershafont. No. Why am I saying Hershafont?
Allison?
Allison has white hair. But I don't think he would have done that. Oh no. I'm just more confused. Do I know whose white hairs these are?
No.
Damn it.
Yes, her front came all the way down here just to tuck you in.
He probably would.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He's my cousin. He wouldn't do anything.
No, I mean, he's
would,
nice enough that he would do it.
He would do that for Rowan, but only on the condition he got to feel everybody else up.
Not that harsh a font.
Makes a note that I'm gonna ask Mother Mione, whose white hair are these?
Rowan, you hear footsteps outside your door.
I'm gonna open my door and find out who's out there.
You open.
I hear a dog.
You open the door and you see a white-haired Makote like holding a tray with like a little flour on it and like a bacon and pancake breakfast along with orange juice, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Rowan.
Hi.
It's Ark."
Yeah.
Ark got me naked.
It's like,
It's more than Works has done.
Oh.
About that.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. I look at him, I'm like,
Kato feels his life is about to end.
Well, thank you for getting me off the balcony and out of the rain and in bed. I appreciate that.
He just kind of nods a little bit, and he goes, "Well, I didn't help down in Tempterra, so."
No, I don't even want to think about Temtara right now.
He goes, "Breakfast."
Yes. Would you care to join me, or are you going down to the rest of the group?
Well, I tucked my sister in because obviously she doesn't know how to take care of herself, as usual.
Oh.
I mean, the man only speaks truth.
Yeah, she was sitting over and watching over work. Something I probably should have been doing, but I just needed to drink.
Don't blame you. Yeah, I'll join you. I don't really have much else going on. You see, he's like dressed in like almost like a black turtleneck. Looks like he's wearing stuff that Arcani made for him. It's tight and it's showing off his physique, and then he's just wearing like a pair of almost like blue jeans, a pair of boots. It's not his normal attire at all. You also note.
Yeah, but he looks hot.
Yeah, but you also note he's also got his hair kind of like pulled back in a different way. His hair's cut differently.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going.
So, did you bring any water?
I brought orange juice, but I can go get you some water.
I'm joking. I'm just joking. I'm joking. So, liking the new look.
He's like, thanks. Trying not to be noticed while I'm here, but
that's
Go ahead.
kind of hard when you look like your family and you're just another freaking hot Makode running around.
Yeah,
just saying.
I kind of gave up on the discreet, considering I live with you guys and all that shit. Kind of hard to be stealthy.
Oh yeah, true. I'm about as stealthy as I don't know. I'm not even gonna hazard to work up a comparison here.
Yeah.
Although I could definitely use that drink. My mouth is 7 shades of dry.
Hand you a glass.
About as stealthy as a tramp.
He also says, well, it also doesn't help when we live like 4 days from Gridania and a day away from a military outpost.
Very true.
So
very true.
I kind of hit that point where I'm like, I think Gridania knows where I am. So who gives a damn?
I think after everything that we've now done for Gridania, I don't think they're going to do anything about it anyway.
No, I don't think they will either. Still,
and if they do, I will burn the damn place to the ground.
I just, didn't want people to immediately recognize me as I walked around.
Right now, I'm sure the town is all a talk and a Twitter of the execution that'll be coming up soon anyway, that I don't think they would really care.
Cocked his head, execution?
So we were sent after a Duskwite who has been causing trouble.
I mean, I got that, but I checked the morning paper. There was no announcement of it.
Yeah. I received word from, of all people, Fen Daniel's husband. So yeah, lucky me, I got visited by an Asian.
He goes, what now?
So, I don't know if you spoke to anybody about what really happened down in Samtara, and about the fact that it ended with a group of Asians coming in and basically killing off anybody who was left alive of the cultists.
He just kind of looks around. He's like, no, didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, it was quite the bloodbath, literally.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't even know who the hell Fen Daniel was.
Oh, Fen Daniel. See, now here's the weird thing. So Fen Daniel.
At this point, he's already like sat down. He's just eating with you, and he's like nodding his head as you explain shit to him.
So I explained that Van Daniel is a courier of sorts, taking dead bodies back to their families.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I had a kind of very emotional and trying few days, um, weeks. It feels like months. It feels like um, after saying kind of my goodbyes, I guess, to Marcel, her loving husband decided to make his appearance and make light of everything that had just happened between me and Marcel, and then advised that in 2 days' time, well, now in a day from now, that they would be doing the execution of the desk light.
Kind of, you see Art kind of like cut into a pancake and eat a little bit, and kind of chews for a minute, and he goes, "Well, Rowan, you've done me a favor. I can do you one if you would like.
And what's that?
I can eat him next time he shows up."
I would be perfectly fine with that. He's a dick.
I'll see what I can do.
You know, it was a lot harder to say goodbye than I thought it would be.
Art kind of looks up for a second. There's a long, drawn-out sigh where he just goes, "Don't I know that all too well."
It just feels like my heart got ripped out of my chest all over again. Especially considering he still had feelings for me, and he said he saw us one day, he had hoped that we would settle down. I don't see that happening for me.
Art just kind of nods a little bit and he goes, "At least you got the dragon?"
Sometimes I feel that way. You should, when you go see him, you'll see he's pretty much a blubbering mess.
No. I meant the baby.
Oh, my baby. Oh yeah, I love my baby. I was actually gonna tell Marcel about that. But the conversation took a different turn.
He just kind of...
And I felt it best just to let him walk away.
Art kind of nods a little bit. And he says, "Well, honestly, I think all we can do at this point is just take care of each other as best we can." And...
honestly, what?
I said, honestly, I think the only thing we can do right now is just take care of each other as best we can. So, I don't know. I think I'll probably stay here. I can watch over Worksend for the time being while you all do whatever you need to do. Otherwise, from what you told me, might need to go ahead and get an arrangement to meet with the seat seer as soon as possible. Otherwise,
She seemed to have been in a summit of some sort.
yeah, I found out about that one. That was fun.
I'm just... have no idea what you just said.
He said I found out about that one. That was fun. Roll a perception as he like brings his hand up to scratch his face. Hey, you see his fingernails have blood under them.
What did you do? Why are your nails bloody? Who did you eat?
Didn't eat anybody. I got attacked on the road by a few Razet Han slavers. And people who sort of saw a family resemblance between me and Azir. Wanted to collect on a bounty.
That's another place I want to burn to the ground.
Just goes, took care of it.
I'm sure you did.
Might have been why the weather got weird last night. A little bit.
Oh, do you remember I was telling you about the courier named Jesus?
Yeah.
It's really weird, but in a drunken haze, I think I saw his funeral, but it didn't make any sense.
Art just raises an eyebrow and is like, okay.
In the water, I saw 3 shadowy forms, and they kind of made a watery grave, and they dropped Jesus in it, and then they just went poof and vanished. So, quite honestly, I think I was drunk at the time, and I'm not 100% sure what I saw.
Art kind of looks up. Falak.
Say what?
Falak. Neshtet nanuk.
I just looked at him like he grew another head. I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Far to the north, they have a number of legends regarding what they call those who tread on the water. Individuals that died via drowning are called Falak. In this case, Banek Denonuk is buried at sea. It means to give peace to one who loved the water.
So basically, that's just like sailors sending their fallen sailors.
Yes, it's kind of like
Jones.
if you've ever
Oh,
watched a funeral in Ishgard where they bring out the canoes or the lifeboats and they set down the dead and cover it up and then light it on fire and push it out into the water. Very similar, though.
I've heard, I've never seen.
In this case, it seems more or less that they just gave him a burial under the water.
Well, as long as he's at rest.
Who knows?
I don't think we'll ever know.
Fionn, roll a perception for Zinnia on that, if she's going out to collect info.
Okay, is it okay if I also roll diplomacy to gather information?
Sure.
Since that is one of the uses of it.
Yeah, go ahead. As for that, Rowan, Art just kind of nods a little bit, and he says, I've seen a few of those funerals, mostly in Limsa, but in general, the ones that I saw the most actually happened in the desert, where they would take them out into the bathing springs for those who were fond of it, and carved out a canal beneath it and would bury them down there. As for you, Fionn, with Zinnia kind of sneaking around and doing her diplomacy bit, people kind of are like, the fuck is going on with the fairy, bro? The hell is this shit? Where the fuck's the scholar? But after like the charm of it wears off more or less, people seem willing to talk to her. They treat her mostly as they would treat a sylph. And they explained to her that, okay, yeah, the Ishgardian diplomat didn't seem out of the ordinary. He didn't do anything weird. He asked if a woman by the name of Mira happened to live in the area or come around, or a woman named Mira that matches your description, and everyone was telling him no. So he more or less just seemed disappointed. Once or twice he actually showed them a locket that had a picture of him and a woman that looks just like you in your disguised form. And Zinnia relays this information back to you.
Okay, so Sorry.
Jinx!
So after processing this information, Fiona just covers her head with her pillow and goes back to sleep. Nope, don't give a shit. Anyway, you're saying?
Oh, yeah, I was going wrong.
So, Rowan looks at Ark and says, keeping all that in mind, do me a favor.
What's up?
If I go, and we're all still together, for whatever reason, just take me to a volcano and drop me in.
Ark blinks a few times and he goes, I would, but I don't think your body would burn.
Well, we could try.
Alright.
I'm gonna go to my mother's and see my dad. In the meantime, before you go see your sister, be sure to clean up that blood, because you know how she worries about everyone but herself.
We'll just tell her it's raspberry jam.
Bitch, I know what blood is!
Rowan's just like, forget it, and she just prestidigitates him clean.
He's like, I could have done that myself, but...
I told you to, but, I didn't think you were going to, but, it is what it is.
He goes, no, I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Rowan hugs him and leaves the room. Oh, and she goes... She looks at him, she goes, I won't tell Works you undressed me.
He's like...
Not like he could beat you in any day, but, still.
At that point, he just holds up a little package.
And this is?
Urabe sent some jar cakes.
Ooh. Okay. I'm eating them. And she says, if you want to take a breather, my room, feel free.
I planned on it. By the way, you are very warm at night. I hope you know that.
Huh? Aw, man, you mean to tell me I got cuddles and I wasn't even awake for it?
Yeah, I passed out.
Surprise Ark cuddles.
It's not fair.
I know.
But okay.
Ark's just laughing. No, I didn't cuddle you at night. I actually have my own room. I was just pointing out that you are warm. Thankfully, I ate Ifrit.
Rowan looks at him and goes, Fire Mage. And you could have stayed and cuddled.
He just laughs.
I breathe fire, okay?
He's like, I would have, but I think Works would have stabbed me.
He could have tried, but I don't think he could lift up his spear for a year.
Which one?
Oh.
I am not going there.
Oh, the abuse.
I know, man. You can't even fight back.
Easy to say when the man is incapacitated.
Ark just laughs. He goes, nah, it's all good. You take care. I'm gonna relax for the time being. I have a meeting with Black Dawn later, so.
Oh, good luck with that.
Eclipse Dawn, not Black Dawn. My bad. So.
I was gonna say, damn.
So Rowan heads down. Is Works downstairs?
Are you Works?
Am I able to walk?
very slowly. Remember,
Then yes, I did eventually make my way downstairs for food.
Remember, I think your movement speed right now is a 10. And with your decreases from everything else, I'm going to say the most you can do is a 5-foot step.
Yes, I very slowly make my way downstairs to get food. Because I really have not eaten in like a day and a half, so...
It's like Sigbert right now is like walking circles around you. He's like, come on, old man!
Well,
I probably used my lance as like a walking cane.
Well, if Dax saw works
Can you
coming
even
down,
lift your fucking Can you even lift one of your lances right now?
Probably.
Oh no, that would have been
Probably not.
that would have been Dak.
I
think those lances weigh like 10 pounds, and Dak, your strength was down to 1.
Oh, I know.
What were you doing?
I mean, my strength right now is a 4.
I was gonna say, it's like if I saw Works coming down at super slow pace, she probably would have gone into Magote and helped him down.
Okay.
It's amazing. I have more strength than Works right now.
Also, she's just
And
gonna
that's
stay as a
after being
Makote.
poisoned.
She's gonna stay as a Makote for now.
Okay. Works, you have a heavy load right now of 40 pounds.
2 of me.
So basically...
You can't wear
You
your
would still
armor.
carry Dak.
You can't wear your armor right now.
No, I'm not wearing the armor. The armor and the weapons is like upstairs.
I don't
I'm using
think
the magic stick as a walking stick.
I don't think you could even, like, have your bag on you right now.
Probably not.
You can have your
Again.
You have your coin pouch and your clothes and your stick. You're like, everything hurts.
Then I was like, oh my god. I didn't know half the things that hurt were able to hurt.
Helps him down to like a table and sits with like him and Yedrin. You knew this would happen. You know that, right?
I do. But I still felt it was a little necessary.
Oh, be that as it may, I hope you take this as a lesson.
Look, I'm not gonna say if I didn't have it, things would have been differently, but I'm just gonna say I'm glad I had the extra power. I'm gonna let myself think it helped.
She like props her cheek in a hand and just looks at him. Just like, really?
Works. I want you to roll an intelligence check.
Oh no.
As you're telling yourself these things.
Right now, that's actually time for my highest modifier. At a 1.
Oh!
You're telling yourself this, and you get this like smug sense of satisfaction, and then Bahamut chimes in. If you didn't have it, you wouldn't have come anywhere near close enough to killing your father-in-law.
Bahamut's totally jumping the gun. Jesus Christ.
I'll just say it's a good thing I missed that last hit.
Yeah.
Oof. You killed my father! Alright, I'm jumping the void now. Bye!
It's like, you see that guy with the bow? Yeah. I can do it better.
I can do it better. Do a flip! Anyway, you were asking about something, Yedrin?
Oh yeah. Well, considering, like, just how quick, I'm pretty sure we heard Rowan offer Anna and Deb a place, right?
I didn't hear shit.
I wasn't sure if you did or not.
I don't think I did.
I thought we mentioned that to you.
Did you? I can't remember.
Toward the end, when we started to leave. So, oh yeah, by the way, I invited them to the house because he wants to be a farmer now.
Oh, I think I was just too tired to remember that.
Okay.
Because I'm like, if they needed to, they could stay at my house, and then I would probably stay with Works for a little bit because of the whole newlywed situation.
Well, anyways, considering we'll go with the thought that they think about it, whatever. Either trade. Well, considering how crowded the homestead's getting, and my placement thereof in it. Garment, wooden shack next to a blacksmith, not the best idea. But I had a rather crazy idea.
Oh.
How much do you know about sea life, Todd?
Let's be fair, I am a dirt urchin born in Ulda. I hadn't seen a ocean or anything until I was on a trip to Limsa for Gridania.
I was just curious because considering some of your family and you know about nature.
I mean, there's a few of them I could ask about that sort of thing.
Oh. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I have a more agreeable relationship with water than most.
Oh, I think we all noticed that. Yeah. How did you do that? The water, I mean.
Yedrin. Roll a will save.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm my world, bitch.
There is a ping in the back of your head. And then you hear this faint bubble kind of pops out of your mouth and flows up for everyone to see before it kind of pops. Deck. And who else is sitting around with Yedrin?
Works.
Me.
Works. Both of you roll a will
I was coming down the stairs.
Okay, all three of you roll a will save.
Oh man, I should have stayed upstairs.
Dak, you don't hear anything. Works, you don't hear anything.
Hold on, I gotta get back to my computer.
And then Molly's the only one that hears anything.
What am I rolling? A will save?
A will save.
Yeah.
How did it take roll?
It might be lagged.
Yeah, it might be. Okay.
There it goes.
So, Rowan, you hear a faint. I am of the deep.
Can't hear you.
I heard a faint nothing.
Yeah, alright. No.
You hear a faint. I am of the deep. Will you speak with me?
Huh?
Are you. What? Did you eat soap, Yedrin? What's with the bubbles?
Who was the eye at the... Rowan walks over and looks at everybody. Who's the eye at the deep?
At this point, Yedrin, the voice says, "May I speak through you?"
Oh, you're about to be a puppet bitch.
Ha ha.
Is strongly considering life choices. Is okay. Tries to think what they just in thought is what is it exactly you want to say?
I wish to explain. Did you not hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I'm just thinking for a second. And it's like, okay, you know what? I was gonna try and explain to you guys is have just magic bullshit, but if you really want, have the full course.
Okay.
Rowan settles down next to Works and is waiting expectantly. I wondered when we were going to start talking about this magic bullshit.
Okay. At this point, you watch as Yedrin's face turns white and like seawater starts rolling slowly down her cheeks, to the edge, and then it just stops, and her eyes turn completely black. You hear this faint gargle for a few seconds, and the next thing you see and hear is a male voice, dark, deep, ageless, and sort of reverberating like it's coming through water, echo out, and goes, "Greetings to you all. I am from the deep and the dark. This one reached out to me during one of your forays with libations? Is that the
Oh
word
god, the
you used?
experience. Sweet matron, it was the experience.
I told you nothing was good was really gonna come out of that. Something was gonna happen. That's why I didn't do that shit. People and your drugs.
I mean, I frolicked with pixies.
I'm not even gonna step in this conversation.
It's good to meet you.
He said, at that point, the voice says, "This one is allowing me to see the world through her eyes. She is allowing me time to explore that which I could have never happened upon any other way. Her bravery inspired me to attempt to expand my own horizons."
I see. So you're the reason that Yedrin can produce a lot of water in a very short amount of time and be able to breathe in it?
Yes. She and I have made a pact.
Oh, works then. You're not the only one now.
I can inhabit a small corner of her mind and see what she sees. In return, I grant her a little bit of my power. It's not much. I have not the skill or the capability to grant her more.
Well, I know how that is. She kind of reaches up and ruffles near her Makote ears, and teeny tiny million scotch kind of pop up out of her hair.
He kind of nods for a second, and then Yedrin's mouth kind of distends, and you see like this undead hydra of tongues start to come out, each of them like gnashing little teeth.
Leans back.
Basically like a bunch of skeletal moray eels with skin still kind of attached to them.
Sweet matron.
Then it pulls back.
Cam peeks in.
What was that?
Door opens. Cam pokes her head in. Hi guys, what I miss?
You probably get there just in time to see the crap coming out of Yedrin's mouth and then just like retreating.
Cam freezes, ears pin, slowly closes.
Yeah, Dax ears are pinned down now too.
So apparently we're in Stranger Things?
I don't know.
I saw the book that I almost was very tempted to buy it when I was at Barnes & Noble today. Anyway, sorry, moving on.
Like while this conversation is going, you see Yedrin's face like go through like different periods of being wet. You see like barnacles come up and fade away. And then for a split second, you see one of the eyes turn red and blood just starts rolling down. And another voice comes through. "Be gone, foul interloper!" He gets pulled back.
Dax just kind of like got her hands together and her tail's poofed up behind her. Yedrin, your head is very crowded.
Yeah.
Yedrin, you can talk.
So I'm just a bit busy laughing out character here too. Yeah. Anyway, yes, it is. Although I will say, appreciating the new visitor a bit more than the other one.
The red eye comes back. You bitch!
What word you said to me that darkness will consume everything?
I was with you since birth!
So, I was thinking maybe try the experience. Maybe meet a solar dragon or two. Yeah, no. No, I'd probably still try it.
The other voice comes in and goes, you don't have to make a pact with anything. I mean, this one
You can wake up at any time.
This one was just swimming in the ocean.
I just wanted to meet one. I didn't say I wanted to make a pact with one, although there is one in my belly right now, but hey.
And, there's a slight moment of, taken aback, and it's like Yedrin, physically recoils a little bit and goes... Then the voice comes back through the room and goes, you have made... Enasina?
Come again?
Nasina. One of the great ancients of the stars. We tell legends of them in the deep dark. Of being so old and ancient they make us look young.
Oh, you mean my dragon? Yeah. Yeah. They've been here before the first brood.
I was here before the first brood. But even they make me look young.
I'm so very confused.
If we weren't in a crowded place with this guardians, I'd let you meet one.
I would like that sometime. And while I cannot expend my power to help you all, as I can only bind with one at a time, know that I mean no harm to any of you. I merely wish to see the world. A world that I could never venture onto.
That's nice to hear. I'm not so sure about the other one in there, but
You suddenly there's a pause, and then you hear it go, "Stop pouring blood in my water!"
I think I'm gonna let the three of you figure this all out. I'm gonna go home to mommy.
Dak puts her hands on the table, pushes herself up. I'm gonna go commune with the elements because they make more sense than everyone here. I wish you a good day. Good day.
No, one of you take me with you. Don't leave me here with this. I have my own demons to worry about.
Shuts the door behind her.
Head slams at the table.
Being okay in there.
No.
It's then
Things from the deep demons, dragons. I don't know.
You hear it works inside of your own head. You just hear Bahamut go, "I am fucking straightforward. What the shit is that about?"
And I appreciate that.
You're the dumbass that keeps making bad decisions.
I'm aware of that.
Works. The only person to argue with his own consciousness now that yell back at him.
I swear. She's talking to Kim. It's I swear, I'm the only one not possessed by something in this group.
Scotch.
I'm not possessed.
Scotch just kind of sits there and goes, "Oh, well, I mean, you could call Millie and I possessing you."
No, you exert none, if any, power over me.
Bring me
I mean,
food.
I haven't bothered with the Dune, but...
Okay, no more than a small baby bird. She reaches up and pets Scotch. You are my children, if anything.
It's like, Okay.
Yedrin
meanwhile, is back in control of his own body. Or her body.
Yeah, it's just saying, well, that distracted from the conversation that was going to happen. Oh well.
Rowan
Gridania,
just
how
booked
many
it.
voices do you
Rowan
have
just like
up
a
in there?
land.
Cam looks over at the door, then back at Dak. Wherever you're going, can I come too?
Do you want to sit in the forest for a few hours?
Anything works. I'm fine with forest.
Alright, I know a very nice grove a little ways out of town. Very nice flowers, very nice trees. A little bit of everything.
Oh, that's good.
You suddenly just hear a voice come from over his shoulder. Dak! You feel a basket hit the top of your head.
From her head? What?
You see Art standing there and he just drops a picnic basket into your arms.
Hi, Art.
Hey, Cam.
Are you the reason I was in a bed this morning?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's sandwiches and jar cakes from Urabe in there, along with a glass of milk and some orange juice, all chilled, of course. And then, obviously, your favorite salad. Go have a nice picnic. Bye.
So he's just like standing there, or?
No, he's just standing there. He's like patting the top of your head right now.
She hugs him. It's always good to see you. Thank you.
I know. He's scritching about. He's like scritching her ears now.
And she purrs.
And he's like, you get used to it.
Yeah.
And at that point, he just goes, I apologize for not being able to help in Temtera.
No, it's fine.
It's a longer trip than I was expecting.
It's fine, really. We were okay.
Also, if anybody comes to the house looking for people from Razat Han, you don't know me.
Hey, wait, what did you do?
He goes,
Oh boy.
yeah, a couple of Razat Han slavers saw me on the road. They saw I had a resemblance to Azir. They thought to dress me up and go collect the bounty on him. Yeah.
Cam rubs her temples.
I made them go boom.
I thought that might have been you last night.
Yep.
Okay. I definitely need to go to the Grove now.
I can clear out for a while if you need me to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just have a lot on my mind.
Oh, by the way, Dak pulls out a little envelope and hands it to you.
What's this?
Happy belated name day, little sister. He kisses your forehead and walks out.
Oh.
Oh, it's your name day? When?
Same day as Arcs. Oh, goodness. How long? Oh.
It's like a week past at this point.
Been so busy, I totally forgot about it. She opens up the envelope.
It's a nice handwritten letter signed from the entire family. It's also a coupon for the entire. There's also a coupon inside for the entire party to have a spa day in Oppernaeus.
Woo! Jack tucks it away and kind of wipes at her eyes and is just like, "Come on, Cam, let's just go. Come on,
Okay.
have a picnic." Goes off with Cam.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm going to do this quick. It's just a quick aside. I'm really sure if anyone ever watched this, you won't see it otherwise, but basically, this size of the Finds works, counting myself 3 that I know of, can make no promises to otherwise.
Laksana! My bad, sorry. Dog.
That's fine. I was wondering what that sound in the mic was, and I was like, oh yeah, dog.
Yeah, dog knocked my my tablet into everything.
Alright, so, Anybody else doing anything? Or Rowan, you went to go talk to your mom and dad. What do you want to say to them?
I did. Hold on 2 seconds. My son is calling me.
Okay. Dak and Camilla go to a picnic.
Yeah. Where a good chunk of that is Dax sitting around just meditating
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna have to
talking
wait
to
until
himself.
I'm gonna have to wait until later to test to propose the underwater living area idea to Todd, because sidetracked.
Sorry.
Nah, I can't blame you at all for it after that.
Okay. I'm back.
Okay.
My son was telling me about one of the minions, and I was telling him to get a ice cream.
Okay. So you go visit your mom and dad. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna check to see how my dad is doing. Check in with my mom, and then just sit with my dad for a bit.
Your dad is. Both of your parents right now are bedridden. Your dad healing from the various wounds that your boyfriend gave him. Along with the mental trauma of what happened. Your mother is a bit more about. She's actually cooking when you come in. Just basically helping your dad out, but it's clear that she's pushing herself a little bit to take care of him. But otherwise, there are people kind of like house servants that are helping them as well. And you're muted, Ron.
I'm sorry, my son is still talking to me. Give me 2 more seconds.
Okay.
It's okay. Hold on. My son just found out what key lime ice cream tastes like.
Key lime?
Key lime pie ice cream. Well, he's never really had that before. So there's this place up in Massachusetts that makes homemade ice cream. That's really, really good. So mom's cooking, but she still looks pretty weak. Dad's bedridden, and the servants are trying to get them to do stuff.
The servants are basically like helping and minimizing their activity.
Okay. So I'm gonna go and sit with my dad for a little bit.
Okay. He doesn't seem to have a whole lot of energy to talk. However, when you like touch him, Rowan, you notice he has the same body heat that you have.
Well, that's new.
He goes, don't tell your mother, but, I think when that thing did what it did, my blood became like yours. I don't think I'm gonna have the same issues, but, well, at least I don't have to listen to her complain about me being cold in bed anymore.
Oh. Daddy, I think she might notice that you've become a furnace.
Yeah. I know, sweetie.
How are you feeling?
Warm, riddled with holes, pissed off.
Well, if you want to beat up Works, at least wait a couple weeks until he's better.
I don't want to hurt him. I know why he did what he did. I ain't complaining. And, I'm not gonna go hunting on revenge for him or anything like that, so...
No. Rowan looks at him and goes, Daddy.
Yeah.
Can I curl up with you?
Of course.
And Rowan curls up with her daddy.
And he just holds her and takes a nap.
Rowan falls asleep too for a little bit.
All right. So who's not doing something right now?
Me.
Roach is screaming.
I think Fionn, would you like to attempt to go have your meeting with the Seed Seer, because you did specifically request to go talk to her?
I mean, didn't like all three of us basically do that?
You did.
Yeah, but Fiona was going to go with Rowan, and Rowan hasn't showed up to grab her, so she's singing.
Yeah.
Am I at the bar or are we in a room?
You guys were sitting in a bar when that shit happened.
Okay.
So Mother Mion is like,
the fuck?
didn't say anything, just like had this look on her face the entire time, like, yep, same shit as always.
Same shite, different night.
Yeah.
She deals with adventurers all the time. I'm sure half of them were just his bullshit.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to talk to Mother Mion before we end for the.
Okay, so Rowan takes a nap, works. You can talk to Mion. What do you want to say?
I really just want to ask her if she knows any way I would be able to get into Ishgard.
She looks at you and goes, well, you could try to leverage, your friend's popularity.
Which one, Dak?
Dak and Fionn have apparently become quite the celebrities over in Ishgard. Their performances during the last tourney apparently inspired quite a number of people.
Well, I would hate to, take advantage of any of my friends, but... I want to see if there was a way, and I do need to make a trip home.
She just kind of nods a little bit and goes, well, if you're going home and were born there, you should be able to have a citizenship visa.
I'd rather some people not know I'm actually still walking around.
Well, if you're trying to get in unawares and unannounced, I can't really help you there. Now, I don't know, maybe go take a walk out in the Highlands and try finding a heretic or two.
Walk. That's funny.
She looks at you, looks down and says, your current condition has nothing to do with my advice.
No, I know. It was just funny that, the walk and I'm barely...
You and I have very different senses of humor.
Mine's very dark and twisted.
I was gonna say non-existent.
Yeah, I was
If I'm around, I was gonna say, hey, I don't think anyone has the same sense of humor.
I'd like to think I have a sense of humor. It's just I think the pain is numbing it.
Puts a bottle in front of you.
This isn't the same stuff you gave me the other night, is it?
No, it's not.
Stronger?
250 gil. A shot of it will make you numb for the rest of the day.
Really? And it numb as in the way I can walk somewhat normally, or numb as in I get up, I'm gonna fall to the floor?
Numb as in you're not gonna feel nothing. You'll move around, but your body is not gonna feel like it's underneath you.
Let me see how much I have.
Oh, yeah,
Considering you just got 5,000.
I was gonna say, also, that reminds me, slides of bagel with walks. You're a bit elevated that now.
$250 for that, sure. Let's do a shot.
She says, alright. Enjoy your Marlboro spit.
Just takes it down in one go.
You pour the shot, and it's a slightly foamy greenish yellow liquid. It pours nicely and kind of coats the glass. You drink it, and there's a slightly acrid taste that comes through. It's not the worst thing you've ever drank, but it's up there. And after a swallow, you kind of blink, and there's this moment where your nostrils open up and flare as your entire head just opens and drains down. And then as it spreads through, you're kind of like, you put your hand down on the counter, and you're like, you keep wanting to push through because you don't feel anything, but your hand meets resistance.
This is the weirdest feeling ever.
And your feet touch the ground, but they don't feel like they're touching anything. You don't feel like you're so numb, you don't feel like you're wearing clothes. And all the pain stops. Like, you don't feel the weight of your head. Like, you don't feel your eyelids blink. You know everything's happening, but it doesn't feel like it... You don't feel anything.
Wow, when you said numb, holy
Here's the thing. When you go to talk, you're like...
holy, hey.
Like, you can't feel your tongue. She goes, yep. Takes the gill. Like, thank you for your patronage.
Just walks in the door thinking, this might be a little counterproductive. But at least I can get out of here for a little while.
With comment about how that didn't heal him and he probably shouldn't be walking around overly much when he's not able to feel how much pain he puts his body through. But isn't gonna bother, because if he wants to do it, he can do it himself.
He still has to walk very slowly. It's not like his muscles are healed, but he can at least
still
move.
grabbing the stick for support.
Yep.
Actually, could I venture out to go visit Jam?
That's a long-ass walk, but you can try.
Long ass walk, even with like teleport.
That's true. Alright. That's right, he's on like the other side of Gridania.
Just walk out to the balcony and sit there, you numbnut.
Gotta go for like a nice spot to relax
if you tried to walk to Jam's place
I get there next week.
From Mother Mion's. Not next week, but if you took a gondola and all that other stuff, you're still looking at like 7 hours of travel.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find like a nice sunny spot to go, relax and try to get some fresh air and move around.
You go out to a balcony. There's a nice little spot. You actually find Ark is like stripped down to nothing but shorts, and he's just sunning. He's just kind of laying there.
Ah, like father, like son.
Is he awake or is he like just...
Roll perception.
Nice.
As you walk up, you can see his ear visibly twitches in your direction. Kind of does that little cat turn. So it's apparent that he's aware that you're there.
Just sit down and be like, hey, Ark. Just leave it at that.
Like, blah, blah, blah.
Kind of he opens one eye and looks at you.
Ass.
Just kind of nods his head, turns his head back over, closes his eyes.
Inner monologue. Oh, let's go walk around.
Muhammad's like, I can still talk to me.
Oh, the silence speaks volumes.
It's fine.
Are you kidding? This will probably be the best time that Ark's ever had with Works.
Like, if I didn't take that power, would that have changed things a lot outside of, Roman's death?
Are you asking Bahamut?
Yeah.
Bahamut's like, well, your muscles wouldn't be what they are.
Okay. I'm aware of the situation. Can you please remind me how much of an idiot I am?
Bahamut goes, honestly, I wouldn't be the one to be able to tell you that. I don't know how much trouble that you all had down there, or how powerful the enemies were. I don't know how much of an additional contribution that you applied. You forget that took a lot out of me as well.
Don't you have access to my memories or something?
No? The
Yeah.
fuck do you think I am?
I don't know the extent of our connection.
Our connection is I live rent-free inside of your head. Well, not rent-free. I give you power here and there.
Well, you'll be happy to know I won't be asking you for any major power like that. Unless it's a life and death situation.
Yeah, I also have to admit, might have almost done an oopsie.
That's not something you want your inner power saying.
Yeah, turns out if I had given you a bit more, it would have hit your heart.
I'm really glad we didn't do that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Life or death situation next time.
Probably a good idea.
Although the wings were a nice touch.
Wings?
I sprouted draconic wings and was kind of a badass for a few minutes.
He goes.
Or
Bahamut's like, that wasn't me.
I now have more questions.
As do I.
Why is it every time something happens I have more questions?
Fiona,
And you don't have the
roll,
answer.
by the way, Fiona, roll 1d20.
A 6.
Cool, you get skull cuddles all day.
Yay!
Oh well. Eventually we'll make our way up to Viril and we'll get some answers.
Sure.
Eventually could be in like the next 10 years.
Sure. There's a long pause, and he goes, so what's his story?
Dude, the one next to me?
Yeah.
He's more fucked up than all of us put together.
Okay, I don't need to know his story.
I don't think I know the half of it.
Sort of a pause. Alright. He's like, why don't you take a nap?
Yeah, that sounds good. I haven't got a decent night's sleep in a little while. Just relaxes and leans back like, alright. Numb me.
Alright.
Pink Floyd starts playing.
Alright, everybody. Well,
Alright.
considering that Rowan's taking a nap. Everybody's just kind of resting up. I will call our session for tonight. Next session, I will go ahead and say Rowan comes and gets Fionn for their meeting.
Okay.
Oh,
Can I get a full 24 hours of rest by that point? Sorry, it works.
Dad wanted to go too. Boo-hoo.
I'm going to say that Fionn is probably rested about is going close to 24 hours.
Okay. Just want to get that extra point of strict healing in.
Oh, how much have I recovered so far?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Less than Fionn.
I was being
Actually
sarcastic,
been
but
So what do I need to do to actually recover?
At this point works through this session. You've probably lost points of charisma from the confidence injuries.
Aww.
I can't go any lower in charisma. My modifier is already 0.
Aww, that's not true.
damn, why am I dating you?
You could. What are you
My
talking about?
charisma is like a 3,
You forget.
4
You forget works.
modifier.
You can go negative.
I know.
God.
Where's Percy's number?
In all due seriousness, Dak can give you back 1 point a day, but it costs 1,000 gil every time she does it.
Oh,
100.
Or
It's
100.
no, because remember I told you each of his points counts as a negative level.
Oh, right.
oh.
Right. I forgot that.
I'm sitting at 13 negative levels.
Yeah, you got a while.
So, otherwise works every day or every other day after this in-game day, you get 1 point back. And not in both. You get 1 point back from either one you choose.
So basically, we're gonna have to rest like a month before I'm back to full.
You wrecked yourself, my man.
Yep.
That's because I didn't check myself first.
Yeah.
Essentially works. What you did was you cast a fucking wish on yourself with no magical ability.
You're lucky to still be able to walk.
So huge rebound.
Y'all.
Assload of rebound.
Yep.
So if you all want to pool your funds together, you could spend about half of the money you just got back to fix works.
I don't think they like me that much.
Hey, Dad, can I get a lesser restoration for the road?
I thought she already healed you with that. I thought Dak had already used restoration on Fionn to fix her up.
I don't think
No,
I
that was
did.
for herself.
Yeah, that was on myself. And besides, it's a new day, so yeah, sure.
Yay, thank you.
Hey, 4.
Also,
I'm back up
Tart,
to 10 strength.
I may need to borrow your hat.
The fuck you do?
No, I told you why.
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna tell you now, like when Works is actually like fit enough to actually like travel, he does want to try to get into Ishgard and see if he can find his parents.
Okay.
Okay.
Temporary, vacation.
Have fun.
Yeah, it'll be like a 3-month long trip.
Have fun.
Regardless, before we close, is there anything anybody else wants to handle?
Don't make me cry
Do what?
Don't make me cry anymore.
Aww.
Bro and you both know that is a promise I cannot keep.
Yeah.
Or intend to.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rowan feels like an emotional dish bag right now. And she's curling up with her daddy.
Aww.
I'm probably gonna just keep freaking out the party in various ways, but anyway, like, all that my character's going to end up doing for the day is maybe later when Todd's more receptive to it, continue to talk, and probably maybe see about selling